on to the leaders panel discussion, from pyramid to circle, building a culture that meets diverse needs. I need to just remind you that we are being put out there on the World Wide Web. We're streaming live, so be conscious of cameras that are following you. Make sure that you are in a good position wherever you're seated. In this leaders panel, we will now explore innovative approaches to organizational culture that prioritizes inclusivity by shifting from hierarchical structures to more collaborative models. So please welcome on stage our speakers. We have Ms. Ranjita R., Director of Engineering at Myntra, a seasoned engineering executive with more than 18 years of expertise spanning fintech, video streaming, and e-commerce sectors. Her work involves driving digital transformation, spearheading the creation of cutting-edge technology products in emerging fields such as blockchain and generative. We've also got Chitra Kachibhatla, the Chief Product Officer of GoZeal, a digital platform that offers end-to-end business solutions from an all-women team of experts with flexible remote working opportunities. Ms. Subhamita Bose, Director, Global Services, Fiserv, leads initiatives to build and manage teams that deliver audience-focused digital experiences, positioning Fiserv as a standout in the fintech industry. We've got Ms. Shailaja Padma, Managing Consultant, IBM. Shailaja is an accomplished delivery consultant with over 16 years in IT, specializing in retail and agile development. Our moderator is Ms. Supriya Dhanda. As co-founder and managing partner at Wiser, she pioneers enterprise technology investments with a keen eye on AI-driven startups, promoting gender equity and cultivating a network of senior women professionals poised to ascend as CEOs. So it's over to you, ladies, for a formidable discussion.
Thank you. So, hello, can you hear me? Is that audible, guys? Yeah, unfortunately, our moderator, Supriya, she couldn't be here. So we thought it will be more of a conversational thing, which we all four ladies will have among ourselves, as well as with many of you. So as introduced, maybe I'll start with a quick round of introduction. My name is Shubhamita Bose. I head the marketing technology with Fiserv India Private Limited, a company which is Fiserv, not the Pfizer, the medicine one. I just wanted to be very clear there because I always get that question. We manage something which all of you have today. Any guesses? What do we manage as a company? Any guess? Absolutely. We manage money. Any form of digital money is something which we take care. Okay. And here, what we are going to discuss is something very interesting. I think lots of conversations has already happened about diversity, but what we are currently focusing on a change in the mindset, a structure of leadership and management. So the change from a typical pyramid structure to a circular hierarchy. Okay. And to associate me with this particular topic, I have my co-panelists, and I would love them to introduce themselves to you as we talk. So first you can.
Thank you, Subha. Thank you, GHCI, for providing me this incredible opportunity, sharing stage with some inspiring leaders of the industry. I am Shailaja. Good morning, all. I work as a delivery consultant with IBM Expert Labs. So, over a span of 16 years, I have had the privilege of being responsible for some end-to-end deliveries for some retail giants across the globe. Alongside, I've got to collaborate with multiple brilliant tech teams, and I'm immensely grateful for the growth it given me. So today we are here to discuss on diversity and inclusion, a topic which is very, very close to my heart because I firmly believe that these are not just corporate buzzwords. So these are the fundamentals which drive collaboration, innovation, and they help us building our careers. So, what what is a culture diversity means? It's not just having giving a seat at a table. It's like we have to give a culture where everyone's voices are amplified, everyone's perspective is respected, and it gives us empowerment to move further. Having said that, it's not so easy for these such ideas to succeed in an organization. It takes steps, it takes contribution from each and every one in the organization, right from leadership to individual contributor, where we have to embody these values into our day-to-day actions. So let's further discuss and deep dive how can we have a lasting impact. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Chitra and I'm head of operations and chief of product for GoZeal. So I think at GoZeal, we are a data sciences service company hiring only diverse women in tech. And the differentiator is we are totally remote and we give flexibility to work from home. So I think some of the discussions we've been having here, I'm very lucky to say that we are actually implementing it currently in an organization and being I'm not sure we're very diverse. We're about 80% women and 20% men. We're able to implement, I mean, for the first time, maybe it's a reverse role, right? So we are able to overcome, thank you. We're able to overcome a lot of the challenges which we know we experience and hopefully give more opportunities for women to do what they want. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ranjita from Mintra. I think most of you might be dressed out of the dresses that you have bought from Mintra. I think I'll just keep my introduction to that and then we can get started. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, ladies. So I think one thing which I would say, I think all of you must be hearing a lot of conversations on diversity, lot of conversations on what is important to look ahead as a culture change. What we are focusing that currently in this particular discussion, and as well as what I want each one of you to take ahead in your mind is the thoughts around what diversity actually means. Does it mean only gender? Does it mean only culture? Does it mean age? Does it mean anything else like thought process, how we live? To me, it's actually everything. Okay. And it's very important as we change our thought process within ourselves, we also look at our industry to understand how they are changing. So that's what the topic, what we want to talk about, where the main part is like we all know about hierarchy, which is top down driven, right? A pyramid, right? How many of you have heard about a circular hierarchy? Any hands? Okay, interesting. That's when we all will be helping you to understand what we understand about circular hierarchy. So maybe, Ranjita, why don't you speak about what are the current challenges in the setup, in the typical pyramid hierarchy today, and what is that which is required or which is asking for a need of a circular hierarchy?
Sure. So, some time back, I was actually reading an article, and there was a nice Sanskrit anecdote that came in, which is Sarvam Sarvatmakam, which means everything is connected to everything. Okay. I think it is really apt to use that in the topic that we are discussing here. Um, Man is a social animal. He's a bag of emotions, and our emotions are fluid, and most of our needs are based on the stage of life that we are in. So maybe when I was starting as an engineer, I wanted growth, I wanted money. But maybe after 10 years, I want a purpose in life for me to be happy about. And today, when we have different generations working in the same workspace, the needs become more diverse. Like few days back, there was a boxing match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Okay, so you could have seen the difference in the way they approached the game. Jake Paul is 25 years as media celebrity. He comes with a fanfare, comes in a luxury car, gets into the stage, and Mike Tyson is all alone entering. Right? Typical Gen Z versus Gen X on how they approach a problem. Right? So we have such diverse people getting in. Then how can a pyramid work? a pyramid is all about linear transitions from one stage to another. But today we are in those stages where people want different things at different times. And I don't think we can work with something saying that, okay, you have to first have your roti kapda makan, then go to your, connections, growth, and then come to a nirvana state. Today, I have engineers or managers in my team who come to me and say, Ranjita, I'm very happy doing what I am doing. I want to be a manager who executes well, who builds things. I don't want to be a director. But do I have an opportunity to satisfy those needs today for any of those asks? I think that is where the question comes in. I think the best shape that would have actually fitted would be circle, where you are at the center and you have everything in the circumference to meet you. So I think pyramid to circle really makes sense, is what I feel. Yeah.
Makes absolute sense, Ranjita. So, Chitra, why don't you share your view on what are the challenges which you see in the current or in what has been a traditional structure versus why circular?
So I think when we talk about diversity today, she already said it's beyond just gender, right? It's age, it's sexual orientation, it's your nationality, all of it. And then one thing is just like a check mark from a company saying, hey, I'm hiring a diverse group of women, which is great, right? And then maybe even, but then once you onboard them, is there really equity in what we're doing with them, right? It doesn't mean that you're giving everybody the same resources, but based on each one's needs, are we able to give them what they need to have a level playing field to get to achieve the goals they have to? So I think in that situation, especially, we need to have, I think a pyramid really doesn't work. It can't come top down. It has to be more self-contained, circular groups where we're able to have conversations about what are the policies or initiatives as an organization we need to implement. It has to come from us too. So I think definitely my angle would be, and okay, extending it to what we do at Gozil, right? I have a team of all return to work women from all age groups of, I don't know, 25, 26 to even 50 and onwards, right? So we have a multi-generational group with all aspects in it, and everybody brings something to the table, and not necessarily the oldest person is not the so-called one who is calling the shots. So yes, yeah, I agree to this.
Definitely. Yeah.
Wonderful. Shelja, any adding points from your side?
Yeah, adding to their points, I have a uh, the challenge I see is the rigid traditional work structures, which lack the flexibility in terms of office hours, which gives them lesser flexibility for people who are managing different needs at their personal life. Now, one way to tackle IC is encouraging roles like independent contributors, which give them more flexibility in showcasing their talents, focusing on their strengths, as well as balancing their personal life.
And I think
Thank
you
you.
have been picking up. You're a big example of that kind of
IC
person,
role.
right? Okay,
Yeah, so
why
that's
don't you
what I.
share just maybe in one line your change in your career which has helped you to stand for this?
So personally, I had two maternity breaks. So coming back, bouncing back from the two maternity breaks, and keeping pace with the technology changes which I see across the industry, IC role helped me because I could balance my knowledge with the time I have, and also balance my managing my kids. So that is where I feel IC roles are very important to women who wants to bounce back.
Excellent. So we are looking at like multiple challenges here. Again, like there is nothing wrong and right here. Okay, so the structure, the probably the pyramid structure, it was made for a reason. And trust me, guys, it's not that this industry might not require means no other industry require, or this industry might also require in certain places. What we are trying to talk about is how we stay very open minded to ensure we reduce our rigidness on any particular thought. We break those silence. We let the most member reach out to the senior most member and be absolutely visible. So these kind of things are very, very critical as we look at, changing the structure, how we are working today. Right. So now just moving to the next question. I'm very curious about one particular part that in each of your organization, I'm sure you guys are doing certain activity to ensure that diversity is being encouraged. So why don't you share maybe one or two points or any interesting initiatives which you are running there?
I
And
I
yes,
just
sir,
want to add to something that you said earlier. Yeah,
please.
so you just said, yes, I think you're absolutely right when you said that the pyramid was there for a reason, something that worked at that time. And now it is about for us to evolve, change ourselves. I actually remembered one nice line, right? If beasts were gone, the men would die of loneliness. We need beasts to fight, right? So good that we have a problem to solve. It is a good problem to solve. And let's solve this. Let's evolve to make our workplaces more inclusive. And I'm pretty thrilled what Gozil does in that. I would want to hear about what she says.
So I think GoZeal was started with return to work women. We said there's huge untapped potential where I'm talking about women who wanted to come back but couldn't because they had to get into the workplace and these women couldn't do it. And then we realized 85% of the women on our platform had a tech background, 8, 10 years, name it, Cognizant, CTS, whatever, staying at home saying that, I actually want to work, but I can't go to work because of whatever personal reasons, right? So we said we will do data science as a service because it seems easier to upskill yourself in data. I know data science is a very vast spectrum, so we would even do data analytics or visualization or cleansing. We're okay with anything, right? So we ran two cohorts. We in fact initially we said even you didn't need to have a technical background as long as you could upskill yourself. So we did two cohorts of 200 women, upskill them, reskill them, got them on board. And the way we work is we form teams of you can work from home and we give them three slots, morning, afternoon, evening. You can pick any two with a minimum of 6 hours a day. And when we get a project, we create a team of women who work for the project. We are not staffing, we are not a marketplace. And the founder, somebody called Sangamitra Penicity, who's in the US, who's got 20 years of experience in insurance. So we said we'll stick to insurance because that's the domain knowledge we have. So we do insure tech. So we get a project and we divvy it up between the girls in our team and we get the job done and deliver it to the client. So the way we look at it is the girls get to do what they want to do. I mean, as somebody said earlier, I don't think there's something called a work-life balance, but I guess you get to choose what you want to do. So the women can be at home, choose what they want to do, as well as progress their professional careers. And quickly, I'm going to add here, I think we all agree at the initial stages of careers, I think the number of men and women are same, but it's in the middle level that the women drop off because of more responsibilities, I would say, and as a result of which you don't have enough C-suite women, right? So what we're trying to tell you is, Gozil, is if you can't go out into the workspace, come to us, work with us, and ideally, I want you to go back and achieve all that you want to do out there.
Wonderful. So all you beautiful women who want to actually join her, and I think Gozil does an amazing job in that, and she's already explained what it
Thank you.
does. So you all can reach out to her in the backstage.
I remembered Pankajam Sridevi from Commonwealth Bank of Australia, right? She had told wonderful story about this. She's like she had taken a maternity break when she had a child, but she was really unhappy and she was like fighting with her husband. She's like, I don't want to do it. So I think it's about what you really want to do, right? If you're happy being with your kid, be it. But if you really want to go back, you will have support system. It is just that you have to seek, or there are places like this which help you come back. It's about what makes you happy.
Sure, wonderful. So maybe we will move little bit from gender diversity to probably generation diversity, right? So how many of you have been hearing all these words of like Gen Zs and I think everybody among us, right? So we, at this moment, if we can think of, we are working with four generations, okay? And it's not like a parental generation, what we are talking about. I'm talking about the industry generation. Now, my question to all my beautiful co-panelists would be maybe starting from you, Shelja. The four generations, what we are working together today, how do you think organizations today are catering to the need or to the synergy among these generations? Because of course, these people are pretty different. And we in FISA, we have multiple programs to run to bring like, freshers with very senior leadership to bring all their perspective together to let the college pass out join together. We have certain ERG programs around that. But I'm very much interested what my co-panelists have with them, their organization. What do you do, Shailaja?
Thank you. So here I want to talk about two powerful strategies. First one is, as our speaker Guru said, allyship and mentorship. This can be a game changer because imagine leaders working with us, showing us opportunities, encouraging us our growth, and giving us stretch works. So imagine the barriers it can break. So it gives a kind of empowerment. So other strategy is what is I call as reverse mentoring, which can be understand what Gen Z needs through employee feedbacks, understand their challenges, talk to them about their career plans, what are their work experience, and not just talking. We need to action them, implement them. So that is two most powerful strategies I see from organization standpoint. Thank you.
Wonderful. Chitra, you want to add any point?
Yeah, so I think we are just focusing on creating multi-generational groups. It's been very organic for us. I don't think we consciously did it, but I think it just happened that way. And which basically means you have people of all ages in a team, and each of them brings their own strengths to it. To be truthful, the younger generation is more tech savvy, they're more diversity aware, and I think the older generation, if I can call them that, because I'm part of that, we probably are more have experience and probably can finish things independently. So I think if we all can learn from each other and create groups, and also I feel though we are remote, we do try, and if you have a physical office, I would suggest actually seating also as groups. And I think a very easy example I can give you is a movie Intern here. If most of you watch it, I think it's brilliant. There's an older gentleman and younger people, and truthfully, that we both can learn from each other as long as we're open about it. Yeah.
Wonderful. Ranjita, anything you want to add?
Yeah, so I see. I would go. I'll take a step back, right? Psychologically, a man needs just three needs. It's my survival needs, connection needs, and growth needs. And the different generations have different percentage of their needs in these three buckets. So, which means that today I cannot do a balancing act, but what I can do is give opportunities for everything. Basically, two things, right? Today's Gen Zs are more purpose driven. Okay. Do we have purpose driven jobs today in organizations? Two, there are Gen Zs who want to have gig jobs, right? It's like I want to do this and then I want to go for Himalayan trek for 2 weeks, right? Do we have such kind of opportunities there? That is Gen Zs today. But are we saying that they are not um, adding on any value? They are within the time that they have. But there are Gen Xs who needs more of self respect, but they can add lot of value. All that they need is a job which can give them safety because they're at that stage. So can I create different set of those opportunities for each one of them? One, give those opportunities. There should be no hierarchy that okay, after 10, 12 years I want you to grow as a manager. I really don't need a people manager. I don't want somebody to be managing people. We need somebody who can manage projects, deliver projects, not people. All of us are smart here. We don't need somebody to manage us, right? But we have created that hierarchy that you have to become a tech lead, team lead, and a manager. I don't need a manager for me. I need a coach. I need a mentor. Let's create such roles. Let's create a flat hierarchy, differentiate your delivery versus people. I think then we should be able to do something.
Absolutely wonderful thought here. So one thing which I would like to say, and one thing like which taught me, a person whom I really like, I love to hear, and I think many of you would be fan of, is the great Shah Rukh Khan. And trust me, one thing which I've learned, that this man has so much power. One thing which I have learned is when there like he has not been doing great for many years, but then finally what he did as a very senior person, like in his late 60s, he surrendered himself to a very young director Atli, and you all know what is the result, right? So it's a mindset which we all need to look at, which we all need to understand, that the generations are for a reason. And let's value those reasons. Let's ensure that both generations or all the four generations gets right value for each other's existence, right? Now, coming to the next question I have for my co-panelist, I would say, like, from an organization standpoint, do you see any other part, like apart from gender, age, anything else as a diversity which the organizations, your organization, are today looking at, where you would definitely want to contribute and want everybody else to know about your organization? And I'll definitely want you guys to focus on anything other than gender and age. We spoke about that. Anything else? Anybody?
I think ageism, right? I have seen in Mintra, I have seen leaders who are 50, 58s, and 60s, but still adding a lot of value. There is a lot of respect given to the value they bring onto the table, and not because they've had the experience in some companies, right? I think that is one good thing that I see in Mintra. And even with respect to gender, I think Mintra, we need to be diverse. Otherwise, I cannot cater to all the
Yeah,
audience
sorry.
here.
My question was like, and for everybody, it was more of like, apart from gender and age, is there any other way you guys see any other diversity being included?
I think these,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, socioeconomic. See, for us, it doesn't really. We are conscious about certain things. It doesn't matter for us. For us, for example, the medium of communication doesn't matter. I don't care if the girls need to speak great English because I'm okay with it. So I think that's something which I can say that doesn't matter for us, right? So yeah.
So adding to that, I see there are biases, conscious or unconscious. There are biases in the decisions made, in the team composition. We have to get over that bias. That has to come from our personal self through trainings and in day-to-day activities.
I
That
want to just
helps.
add one thing. Sorry. I know you said not to speak about ageism, but one thing I want to notice, I don't know why there is ageism as you grow older, that promotions are a problem. But only with politicians, I don't think it's a problem because our country or any other large first world country has leaders who are 78, 75, right? So why is it corporate and especially with women, it's even more challenging to grow? I think it is something we need to address. It exists. So I think that's the truth. Yeah.
Great points, ladies. And but one thing which I would definitely say from a diversity standpoint, which we do in our organization, not only age, not only gender, we also look at people with different abilities. Okay, we definitely try to make, and I think this is something which every organization nowadays doing. We try to ensure people with different abilities are allowed and can well move around the organization, the building, the facility properly. There are differently abled people who join us, and we ensure we give them right set of activity, because trust me, if there are people with different abilities, they are with abilities. Okay, it's not a definitely, like there is anything which is lesser in that. And I see the wonderful girl standing right there and explaining all of you that what we are speaking. I think it's very, very important that we grow up and we also look at all kind of diversity thought process in differently abled, physically abled people. Yeah. Okay, so one I'm just conscious of time. I'll just move towards the end here. So one very critical point here. So as an organization or as an individual who has been there in the industry for such a long time and gathering so much experience, probably Ranjita, if you want to share with everybody, what is that one particular thing which you think the industry, or like, I won't talk about your organization, maybe the industry would definitely stop at this moment, and then probably we will see what is that industry should definitely start.
so I would start with remove hierarchical roles. We don't need hierarchical roles. Create roles which serves a purpose. I think that is the first thing. Come with a flat hierarchy, right? The value that they bring onto the table, that is the equity that they get. So make the fruits as well as the opportunities more equity oriented, right? More opportunities wise. That is what I would say. Mm. Flat hierarchy.
Okay, I'm
Chitra?
just going to talk about, you just spoke about the differently enabled people, how we are able to enable them. So, funnily, let's say you create a ramp, I think certification of the ramp is done by somebody who's definitely not differently enabled. So I would say when you make policies for such a diverse group of people, please make sure that you have participation from all these groups before you make your policies.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that is one thing which, like, we as an organization, again, not bragging about it, but we do pretty good in that way that we ensure that, it's not about just making a ramp. It's about having people who walk that ramp to say that, oh, the ramp has a right inclination. This is actually doing well. We can go to any place with necessary support. So it's a very, very critical point. Thanks, Chitra, for pointing
I
that.
just want to add that, right? I'm pretty proud to be in Myntra because my CEO is a woman, my CBO is a woman. So it's beautiful working under a woman to see that, you can be inspired to go there. Yeah.
Shelja, you want to add any one thing which you really want to stop in the industry if you are given a magic wand?
No, no. See, what I see is in this traditional pyramid approach, decisions are usually made in the top, and it's brought down. We have to follow. What I feel is we have to involve all the generations, all kind of factors, uh, while making decisions uh, through feedbacks, employee engagement surveys. These would help to help nurture the diversity.
Absolutely. Um, I have only one answer to what we need to stop. We need to stop being rigid, guys. We definitely need to believe Newton's law exists. There is a force. Please feel that force. Understand that it's a time for change. Human beings are the most adaptive creature of this world. Let's understand. Let's stop being rigid on any process which has happened from the past. It was there for a reason, and now it's a need of the hour that we change. So that's something which I definitely would want to stop. And then I maybe just will quickly ask, what do you want to start? I think Ranjita, you already spoke about it. So anything, Chitra, you want to start or you want to talk about? Like, what you really want to encourage?
Not really. The opposite of stop will be start.
So excellent. Shelda, anything?
Summary has already we have
Okay,
covered.
wonderful. Yeah, I think we all need to look at starting a very learning based, a continuous learning environment where we all can grow as we learn. And I think with that, we would love to end our conversation here among ourselves. We'll stop by for any question from anybody. Okay, I see a hand there. If anybody can take a mic that side.
Hi, I'm Madhvi. I'm from PayPal. So you were asking a question about what kind of other diversities which you see, right? Like about age and gender. But something what I have seen through my experience, one other typecast is based on your skill sets. I mean, I don't. So once you're a data engineer or a data analytics group, you are just typecasted to that particular job. And when the technology is growing every 6 months, I don't think company gives priority to upskill their own resource. Rather than they are searching. I mean, from outside is fine, but their priority is never to upskill their resources. What I feel, I would like to know your point of view on it.
No, absolutely correct. I think, like, I'll probably give you guys first chance, and then maybe I want to.
One thing is, I think there is a level till which somebody can help us. Yes, there is a disparity with respect to skills. We typecast them, but the opportunities are always there. How you can learn. I think in today's gig, you have a lot of opportunities to learn. It's about how do you prove yourself. I think there was one leader who told about make yourself indispensable, learn, and then they will have to come to you. Of course, you will have hiccups, right? But you can do it. Like I was telling somebody, one of my mentee, who was like, who is into testing but wanted to go into development. I'm like, create an open source project, show your skills, you will be hired. You will have to find a way out.
Also, it's not just from the organization, it's about you. You have to go and speak to the authority,
Ask.
upper management. Say I'm interested. I want to learn more. I want to see if I fit or succeed or no, but I still want to give it a try. That is where our step also is important.
And one thing which I have done, at least in my team, is like, whoever are managers here, whoever are leaders here, please give people opportunity. Trust me, it's very important. As she said, it's important that you let people learn and grow. I have one beautiful girl in my team. She has worked 12 years in mainframe. Okay, and then she came like, I want to do something different. I want to do content writing. Today she is taking care of my all project management, as well as she is doing completely marketing content management system. So complete, and she was like, Shubha, from a black screen coming to a multicolor screen, it's such a good thing, and you trusted me. Trust me, I think we as leads also, we need to somewhere trust the people, have our own people trained a little bit better. That's why I said, like, a fostering a culture of learning.
So I'm just going to add to that because the what we do is we take the girls and we upskill, and upskilling is something a part of a conversation. So what we do is we set goals, because as you said, I'm bringing a woman back to work. We've upskilled her, and in 6 months it's tough to. So we have identified the upskilling path, and we actually set like 2 hours a week or 3 hours and say, hey, identify certification courses which they can go. And once some of them done, everybody can't do everything. So we internally do uh, within ourselves also upskilling each other also, right? Yeah.
One thing is ask. पूछने में कुछ नहीं जाता है. There are good souls who help you out.
Thank you so much then, everybody. I think we are time out, so we will have to rush out. But it was lovely talking to all of you. And we'll definitely meet sometime in some industry forum.
Thank you so much, Ranjita, Chitra, Subhamita, and Shailaja. We have little goodie bags for you to take back. So a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, as we give away the goodie bags.
So you can't do that. Tied us down, now we combat. New gen in your face, we about that. Me plus we see the future, gonna get that. Get that. 10 toes in, can you feel that? Feel that? Feel that? Any time of the day, better make way when we pull up. On a new wave when to come up. We got the high-end product, the conduct. Business, professional. Body, phenomenal. Built in a way unstoppable. Our MO, incomparable. The style, the skill, impeccable. You know that's